All right, here we go, guys. Writing equations in slope-intercept form. By now, you should definitely know that slope-intercept form is what does y equal mx plus b? Good old annoying song stuck in your head. So for each of these, you're going to need to find your m, your slope, your b, which is your y-intercept. So most of the time on these, we would have you go down and then across on this. So we're reading this line kind of left to right. So down 3 is our rise, and to the right 2 is our run. VB is right here. Your y-intercept is 5. So this equation is -3/2x plus 5. So straight from a graph, find your m, your slope, which we've done before. That's review. Your y-intercept is also review. Let's go to example B and do it one more time. We need our m. Okay, I noticed, and I back to this one, slope dude would have said nice negative, and we remembered to put our negative. This line is going up from left to right. So we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is our rise, and 1, 2, 3 is our run. So that is our slope. And then right here is our b, or our y-intercept is -3. So in slope-intercept form, that is just y equals 5/3 x minus 3. So go ahead and complete both of the on your owns down here. And flip it to the next page when you're ready to go. So writing an equation again from a graph, this is just a special type. It's also multiple choice. But Slope Dude would have said, this is 0 fun. This is 0 fun. This is a slope of 0. It's not sloped up or positive. It's not sloped down or negative. It is 0 slope. So if you were going to write the equation, you would write y equals 0x. And then we need our b. And here it is right here. So -4. So which of these, you're like, oh no, none of these match up. Well, this equation, how many x's does it have? It has 0 x's. You just don't need to write it. So that is your equation. If you were confused on whether this was the 0 slope or the undefined, you could always do your y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to practice that more on the next page, so we'll come back to that. So this is 0 fun, 0 slope. This is unnecessary to write, which is why we can just write y equals -4. You might also remember the acronyms of HOI and VUX. HOI is for horizontal line, 0 slope, and a y equals equation, which is what this is. Had this been a vertical line with an undefined slope, the equation would have started with x equals. All right, on the real life application, look at your graph, and it says to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So again, we need an m, we need a b. In this case, it looks like we're going 1, 2, 3, 4 down. However, check this out, guys. We did not just go down 4. We went from 3,500 to 1,500. So we actually went down, so -2,000 for our rise. And then our run, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your intervals down here. It really is just 4. We can reduce that to -500 over 1, or you could just write -500. The b, or the y-intercept, is right here. So that is 3,500. So our equation in slope-intercept form is -500x plus 3,500. Y equals mx plus b. And we kind of did that on the last page, so I did that pretty quickly. Only thing different here is be careful of your intervals on your x and y axis. I'm going to skip down to C. How much time does it take to complete the tunnel? Well, if the distance remaining in feet was here, and it goes down, 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 how much distance is remaining right here? 0. How long did it take? Right there, 7 months. So we're going to go ahead and answer that one. So the interpreting is really the most important part of this, and interpreting is just labels, 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 labels. We need to, did I say labels? That's important. We need to use both the X and Y labels for all interpreting. So our slope is rise over run. Slope we've also talked about is the rise is the Y label, the run is the X label. The Y label is distance left. I'm going to say left instead of remaining in feet. And the X label is months. Okay, or time in months. So those are all our labels. Okay, the y-intercept. The y-intercept, the label, the y-intercept is going to be here. And so our point, instead of just writing the 3,500, it is 0, 3,500. Okay, and I kind of skipped ahead to this because I wanted to talk about labels. So when we talk about this, we're going to need the X label and the Y label. Okay, so back up to slope. We had the rise over run, so the distance left in months. We need to say what's going on in this situation. So we go back up to here. The distance left in feet is negative 500. Well, in this case, that means that the distance left is going down, decreasing, negative 500 every, let's see how often. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, hey, look, every month. So this is a 1 month. So the distance in feet is going down 500 every 1 month. And basically, guys, that's our blurb or our sentence. So distance, I'm sorry, there's not enough room here. Distance left is decreasing because it's going down, it's negative, by 500 feet each. You could say 1 month or just each month. Okay, so that is our labels, our interpreting, our words. So the distance left for the tunnel is decreasing by 500 feet each month. Okay, and then the y-intercept, we need our X label because we have 0 something and 3,500 something. So 0 something, the X level, 0 months. Okay, 0 months. And 3,500, here's your Y label, feet left. So you wouldn't tell me at 0 months, that doesn't make sense. So we would say something like at the beginning or at the start, there was 3,500 feet to dig. Something like that. It doesn't have to be those exact words. But if you started tracking your bench pressing, you wouldn't tell me at 0 months I could bench press 100 pounds. You would tell me at the beginning or when I started. So at the beginning or at the start, there was 3,500 feet to dig. Or there were, we should say, there were 3,500 feet to dig. Got to have proper English here, even though it's math. So labels, big thing of interpreting. All right, go to the next page. Flip that. And we're going to do one more example together. Sometimes we just give you 2 points, like you can see down here, and you still have to be able to write an equation. So first you can find the slope using the slope equation. This is what I told you we'd come back to. That's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Find the y-intercept, which is the b. Look for the point where x equals 0. So 0 comma something, this something right here is going to be your b, and then you just put them in the slope-intercept equation like always. So super important to label. So x1, y1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Write your equation. We're going to use the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then just be super careful, guys. y2 is negative 2. Formula says minus, y1 says negative 6, over. Formula says x2, which is 0, minus x1, which is negative 2. Negative 2 minus a negative, this actually makes a plus. Minus negative 6 is going to be 4, and 0 minus a negative actually makes a plus, 4 over 2, which is 2. Sorry, problem, we're going to squish into you. Okay, and then the b says look for the point 0 comma something, and the something is your b. Hey, look, right there, 0 comma something, so that's my b. So my equation is y equals 2x minus 2. Okay, so you are going to do problems 2 and 3 as on your own. Okay, these two, that and that, are on your own for tomorrow. Hey, look, I see a 0 comma something, and you can label these and they'll be your slope. Have a good day.